In section 5.3, we'll talk about multiplying polynomials. We've added them and subtracted them, but now we're going to multiply monomials, meaning single terms, and then use the distributive property to multiply polynomials. And then the last thing we'll do is multiply vertically, so it's easier to combine like terms at the end. So here, if classroom example 1, if I want to multiply 7y times 8y, I multiply the coefficients, so 7 times 8 is 56, and y times y is y squared. Y times y, same bases, you would add the exponents. So multiplying these monomials, negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18. X to the fourth, there's no other x to the fourth, so I'm just going to bring down the x to the fourth, nothing to combine it with. And then y to the first, there's no other y to the first. So negative 9x to the fourth times negative 2y, we've multiplied the coefficients, combined, multiplied any of the other x to the fourths, any other x's and any other y's, and those were unique variables. All right, and let me go ahead and let's look at this. When you multiply fractions, you multiply across. So in our numerator, negative 1 times negative 5, positive 5 is negative 5 in our numerator. And in our denominator, 2 times 6 is 12. And y times y squared is y to the third. The font on this is not that great. This is 5, 6y squared. That's what this second factor is. So we're actually multiplying coefficients and multiplying variables. So you go ahead and try practice 1, 2, and practice 3. If we're to look at, let's look at classroom example 2 now. I want to multiply 8x times every term in the parens. So this is going to be 8x times 7x to the fourth plus 8x times 1. I'm removing the parens using the distributive property. 8x times 7x to the fourth is going to become 56x to the fifth. Bring down your plus. 8x times 1 is 8x. So I've distributed the 8x to both terms inside the parens. This is going to become negative 2x to the third times 3x squared minus negative 2x to the third times x plus negative 2x to the third times 2. Distributing that negative 2x to the third to all of my terms. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And x to the third times x squared, we're going to add those exponents. So this is going to be minus negative 2 times x to the third times x is negative 2x to the fourth. We'll come back and change that. We actually could have done that in one step. And then 2 times negative 2x to the third is plus negative 4x to the third. So negative and a negative. The final answer is negative 6x to the fifth plus 2x to the fourth minus 4x to the third. Now I wrote all these steps out. The truth is you could probably just do this mentally. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and add the exponents. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, and add the exponents. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, and add the exponents. So you don't have to write down every step as long as you perform your distributive property correctly. All right, so now you're going to go to practice 4. All right, so now looking at example 3, before we learn a shorthand mnemonic to remember how to do this, we're going to multiply 4x times every term that's in the second polynomial, and then we're going to multiply 5 times every term that's in the second polynomial. I'm going to rewrite it here, 4x plus 5 times 3x minus 4. So first let's multiply the entire second polynomial by 4x. That's going to be 4x times 3x minus 4x times 4. Now we're moving and we're going to multiply every term in the second polynomial by the 5. Plus 5 times 3x plus 5 times negative 4. So 4x times 3x is 12x squared. 4x times 4 is 16, so that's negative 16x. 5 times 3 is 15x. And then minus 20. Now we're not done because we want to combine these two middle terms. We want to simplify this answer. So the final answer would be 12x squared minus x, because negative 16 plus 15 is negative 1, minus 20. And for this example, 3x minus 2y squared is not this. Don't do this. This is not equal to 9x squared minus 4y squared. You do not distribute the negative. Don't do that. That is not correct. When you see a binomial squared, binomial meaning two terms, that is shorthand notation for 3x minus 2 multiplied by itself twice. So the first thing you're going to do is simplify this expression by expanding it into multiplication instead of using the exponent. Now 3x times every term in the second polynomial, and then negative 2 times every term in the second polynomial. So we'll take our time here. 3x times 3x. And then we're going to have 3x times negative 2y. So we've distributed the 3x to both of these terms. Now we want to add negative 2y times every term in the polynomial, plus negative 2y times negative 2y. Oh, sorry, trying to squeeze that in there. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 2y is negative 6xy. Negative 2y times 3x is negative 6xy. And then negative 2y times negative 2y is positive 4y squared. And we're going to want to combine these middle terms because they're like terms. They're both xy. So our final answer is 9x squared minus 12xy plus 4y squared. So you're going to try practice 5 and practice 6 to practice multiplying these polynomials.